almost 60% of people take corruption from public officials. Sometimes some kind of corruption. And the World Bank estimates that there is about 2% of the total world GDP is used in bribery. And there are many people like Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi who have taken a lot of money and have not returned to India, and they have settled abroad. So we need to have some reforms in corruption. We need to have some punishment for those who are doing some type of corruption.
So the judge number one has put forward good points, but I would like to re-emphasize that corruption is just human nature. It cannot be eradicated totally. Corruption will be there, but we need reforms in industry.
Power, which is now the US. So US is more focused on the skill-based education, or because of that, the famous or the skill or the talent it attracts. It could be because of the Elon Musk, who is from South Africa, and he is more successful in US. So India should also follow that policy of attracting the talent, which will improve its economy and can help in it becoming the superpower.
I agree with Kelly. India is focusing now. Many policies have been done to encourage the young children, young minds, so that they could start the startups in India, which can bring the local people together, so they can work together. And we have a lot of export from our side.
Our government needs to improve our policies. Like if you are in Singapore, you need only 4 licenses to start a restaurant. But in India, it needs 60 to 70 licenses. So it is not easy to start a business in India.
So it leads to corruption.
It leads to corruption. That corruption discourages it.
Take initiative either the government funds, and then so we also need some kind of fund or initiative that makes or encourage the youth to take the initiative.
Okay, let's have views of.
Transparency in the reforms. The decisions for making by the government should be available online. What they are doing and how much money is invested in these schemes. Like we have a lot of corruption in the schemes like Manrega, National Rural Health schemes. So we should more focus towards leniency and the digitalization of the transactions.
Yeah, we should also follow the Singapore model, which said that Lee Kuan, the president, Singapore once was a very corrupt country, but later on the corruption has been eradicated, and today we see on what progressive growth Singapore is. So if we eradicate corruption, because now it is looking as if the corruption is making the economy run. So corruption is the first point which the country should address. Then only we can go on the path of progression. Okay, let's have Arzu's views.
So I agree with you that corruption needs to be eradicated from the society, because corruption degrades the economy. It doesn't only affect the economy of country, but also the local people of the country. Like he has given the examples of Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi. The corruption they did affected the locals too. They affected the economy of India. So these things need to be eradicated, because a superpower is a country which is self-reliant. If we want to become self-reliant, our economy should be very strong.
And we can have faster courts for corruption, because they will provide a leniency towards the government, and they will have the corrupt people will fear the government, because if they do so, they will be in jail in a few times. They will be jailed in less amount of time.
This is another factor which is stopping India to become a superpower, because population is a double-edged sword. That if we use it in a good way. So
Agree with Nitin, because population explosion which is impacting India is very bad, because about 2 crore people are added every year, and which is almost equal to the total population of Australia, which is 2.46 crores. So we can imagine that if one nation is to be supported by a country, whatever growth you register, whatever development you perceive for people, it will not be visible. So population control is also to be addressed, and that should be another area of focus by the government rather than getting into the trivial issues which have no consequence as far as the growth of nation is concerned.
As almost 60% of the population of entire India is below 35, and they are youth. They can change the future of India. They can progress the India towards a economic superpower. Because in China, many of the people are doing the same, and many superpower countries like USA, which are attracting the young minds like from other countries, so they can be use them for their economic emergence.
Japan saw an extraordinary growth in 1990s, but now its growth is stagnant because of what? Because of the old population and many more because of the population growth. And there are many fewer young people to hold that population, that old population.
Not only focus on the that is we have to improve, but we can also focus on the good points that India is taking step forward in it. Like we can also focus on the IT industry that is exploring day by day in India, and we can also focus on the various schemes started by the government for the upliftment of the startup plan in India, so that India can become a superpower in the upcoming years.
The example of our neighbor China. It is corrupt, it does not have a proper election system, but it does have a good industrial policies and reforms. It has more GDP than the US, that was once the superpower. Now, all this corruption and election system, this might contribute 10, 15, 20% at max, but what makes the economy is industry, and industry surely needs to be improved. And with the large workforce we are having, we need to develop our service sector so we can make use of the cheap labor and English-speaking workforce we are having currently.
And we should also raise awareness to the people about many commissions like the Central, many commissions, CBI, and many acts which have been implemented against corruptions, like against corruption.
Means system can also be a lead to for India to become a superpower. That is the system of electoral bonds which India recently started. That is the founding of the election system at the time of elections. It should be stopped so that the transparency of the party could be more towards their people, which can also be a main factor for India to become a superpower.
Yeah, I agree with Shelley, because if you see that the individual wealth in India is to the tune of 8 trillion, and we are striving to become it, 5 trillion economy. So if we stop corruption, if we channelize that money into the circulation as far as the country is concerned, I think we can be number one economy in the world. Leave aside fixing targets which can be achieved by just channelizing that kind of black money which is prevalent in the country.
Another problem which stops India to become a superpower. Like 18% of the business cost is due to bad transport. This cost in China is 8%. We have to work on transport. Our government starting steps to improve our transport system. Like in 2014, we built road 40 kilometers per hour. But now it is doubled, it is 30 km per hour a day. So we need to improve our transport system.
Yes. Earlier, as he said, that we are now progressing, because in 2015, in the ranking of corruption, India was ranked 75, and now in 2021, that's a decent, like 2021, in that we are 85. So we are slipped back 10 places, and which is a great for India. And we are in reducing corruption, and many schemes like Notebandi have been implemented so that the corruption should become less.
One of the major corporation had claimed many time ago that India will surely be the most powerful if and only if it can be, if and only if it will use its potential fully and deals with it carefully. Like it can digitalize our nation and can simplify the process, so corruption will be cured.